Welcome to our video about Phase 2 phonics. At Chilly Road, we follow the Letters and Sounds phonic programme. We start Phase 2 phonics in our reception class. If your child has attended our nursery, they will have done Phase 1 Letters and Sounds in nursery. Many other nursery providers use Phase 1 Letters and Sounds too. Prior to starting Phase 2, your child might have had experience of orally blending and segmenting words. For example, they may have been shown a picture and taught to blend sounds. K, a, t. Which word am I saying? Cat. They also might have been taught to segment sounds. That means splitting up the sounds they can hear in a word. Which sounds can you hear in the word dog? D, o, g. Blending is putting sounds together to read words, and segmenting is about splitting up the sounds they can hear in words to spell words. As your child moves into Phase 2 Letters and Sounds, they will continue working on their blending and segmenting skills, and they will also begin to learn the graphemes that go with these sounds. A grapheme is the letter or letters that are written down to show those sounds. It's really important that when we make the sounds with children, we are precise in how they're pronounced. We will show you this now. Here are the first 8 sounds that your child will learn. S, A, Ch, P, I, N, M, D. Notice we don't teach them in alphabetical order. We don't start with A and keep working through until we get to Z. We teach them in a specific order that means as soon as your child has learnt these few sounds, they will be able to begin writing and reading words. It's also important to note that we don't say S, we make the sound S. We don't say M, we make the sound M. Here are the next few sounds they'll learn. G, O, K. Your child will then come across their first digraph. That's 2 letters being written down to make one sound. It's K. They'll continue learning E, R, B, F, and then they will come across another digraph, which is the double F, then U, and then the digraph U, and S. These are all the sounds your child will learn in Phase 2. When your child starts reading and spelling words, they will start with words with 2 sounds and 3 sounds in them. So for example, it, k, a, n, can, or k, I, s, kiss. Although this last word has got 4 letters in, there are only 3 sounds, k, I, s. We will sometimes use sound buttons to help your child read words. For individual phonemes, like this, we would just do a dot, k, I, and then for digraphs, we do a bar, k, I, The bar helps your child remember that there are two letters making one sound. When they move into phase 3, they will learn a lot more digraphs. When your child is spelling words, they will be asked to write the sounds that they can hear. So if they wanted to write a word like map, what sounds can you hear in map? A, and then they will have written the word map. It is very common that when children first start writing, they will spell words incorrectly. You can see this example, which is taken from a reception child at the end of their reception year. They've had a really good go at spelling some quite tricky words, like diamond. Yes, the spelling is not correct. However, they have written the sounds that they can hear. At this point, we encourage them just to have a go and sound all the words out. As well as learning sounds, your child will be taught some high frequency words. These are words that appear in the English language an awful lot. The words on this page are all phonically decodable, i.e. they could sound them out. D, a, d, dad, up, up. However, to aid with your child's reading, we encourage your child to learn these words by sight. So if we hold up that word on a flashcard, they can read them without needing to sound it out. So when they read a sentence, they recognise these words straight away. As well as the high frequency words on the previous slide, your child will be taught these tricky words in phase 2. Tricky words are words that cannot be sounded out. For example, the word go. If your child was to sound it out, go, it does not make the word go. These are words that your child will need to learn by sight. I, go, no, to, the, into. There are lots of games and activities we can share with you to help your child learn these words. As your child moves into phase 2 letters and sounds, they will begin to put the skills together in order to read simple sentences. There are some really important things to remember when supporting your child with reading. First of all, it's really important that children are allowed to look at the pictures. The pictures will help your child understand what the sentence is about and give meaning to the words they are reading. Once your child has had a good look at the picture, they can start to read the sentence. I put. If they sound out a word, encourage them to go back to the beginning of the sentence to reread it and put that word in. I put the bell. I put the bell into the bag. I put the bell into the bag. If your child does not reread the sentence when they've sounded out a word, it can make their reading become really disjointed and make it tricky for them to understand what they've read. Another top tip is that you might like to point out any tricky words in the sentence before they start reading it. So, for example, with this sentence, before your child reads it, you might say, "Can you spot the word into in this sentence?" Your child can then find into, identify it, so that when they come to read the sentence, they're prepared for that and they know it's there. I hope these tips have been useful in helping you understand what Phase 2 phonics is all about. Please get in touch if you have any questions.